what personal beliefs do you have about an afterlife? Like when you die, where you go after you perish?
You know, I never really thought about that much, but I used to think, it was just a void and nothingness. But no, I was raised in the church, so I have to believe there's something.
Yeah.
And the work I do is mostly from India.
Yeah.
They're all about reincarnation and everything like that. So probably a little mixture of, thinking my soul doesn't just depart into nothingness. I either be here in one form or another.
Yeah. So have you had, what kind of church did you attend where you were? Was it like a Christian church or was it like a...
Southern Baptist.
Southern Baptist.
Texas.
Do you have like lots of family in that church? Or?
No, it's just when I was coming up and I had my kids, I thought my kids should be raised in church until they formed the idea for themselves.
Yeah.
And then when they're old enough to choose for themselves whether they thought the church was right or not. But I figured they should have some sort of spiritual guidance.
So what do you think it takes to get into heaven? What do you think is the way, or what is required for heaven?
Well, the book says religion is helping people and helping, fatherless children, orphans.
Yeah. It says that true religion is to help minister to the widows and help the fatherless, and that is true religion. And that is a big part of Christianity.
And I don't know that that's good deeds, good works that are going to get you into heaven, but I'm thinking it's a matter of faith. It's a gift. It's grace.
Yeah.
As long as you believe, then you can get a gift.
So do you think you're a good person?
I think so, yeah.
So if I asked you a few questions like some of the 10 Commandments, do you know what the 10 Commandments are?
Most of them, I don't know.
Like some of them have like, thou shalt not lie. Like I know I have lied. Have you ever told a lie?
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's a verse in the New Testament. It's in Romans, and it says that God cannot let liars into heaven, and it's mainly because God is a holy God and you can't have sin around him. And so he can't let liars into heaven. And also in the same verse it says thieves. There's a verse in the Bible that says, like, if you steal, it doesn't matter what it's.
I've lied, I've stolen, I've done all sorts of things. But I know a guy, personal friend of mine. I call him JC. But, through him, I can get redemption. That's all. Whosoever believes in me shall.
Yeah. Well, here's a ticket to heaven, and this tells us.
I already got one.
This tells us what Jesus did for us, and since God is a holy God and he cannot let sin into heaven, that means that when we die, this is a man who lives once and he dies in the judgment. And so that means that somehow we have to be cleansed, but God says that even our righteousness is ours will be right. So
it's the boss.
So it's about stuff for us. Well, thank you so much for hearing each other.
I almost forgot.
What do you think happens in life after death when you die? Where do you think your soul goes? Or what happens to it?
To heaven or hell?
Goes to heaven or hell?
Yeah.
What do you think, how do you think you get there? What do you think it takes to get there to heaven or hell?
To be good or to ask God for your forgiveness for your sins.
Do you think you're a good enough person to get to heaven?
No.
Do you know some of the 10 Commandments?
No.
Like some of the 10 Commandments, like tell us what we can't get into heaven if we do. And so, like if we lie or steal, God says we can give it to heaven because God is a holy God. And so basically the ticket to heaven tells us what Christ did for us to cleanse us of our sin and let us into heaven, because since God is a holy God, he can't let sinners into heaven, but he sent Jesus to die to pay for our sin to cleanse us. So that's what the ticket to heaven somehow.
Are we good?
Yes, we're good. Thanks for listening.
Do you have
Yeah.
any questions?
I'm good.
You're good?
No
Okay,
questions.
awesome. Thanks, Dan. We're done. Okay, we're here at the State Fair of Garrett Welsh. Garrett and I just got done witnessing, and so Garrett, what did you think about the experience you had here tonight?
I thought it was quite an experience. We talked to a lot of people, and I was surprised at how well people were open to listening to us, and as we'd hand out like gospel literature, how they were willing to take it, and the responses I found interesting.